Hi friends, Brooke here, creator of Brooke Alexandra TV, your place to activate your lifestyle through crafting your healthy daily routines to create the high definition reality that you've always dreamed of. And thank you guys so much again for joining me for day 7 of the ReSOULution challenge. And I want to thank you all for being so raw and so vulnerable and so open and loving and interactive for all of your shares. And it really touches my heart really deeply. I love you guys. It's just, it's nourishing my soul beyond anything I've ever experienced to be of service in this way. So thank you for joining me. And for today, day 7, we're going to talk more about clearing space and clutter in our lives and making space in these different areas. Today, the area is the one that takes up the most time of our entire lives. And you might think it would be a circumstance or things you have to do every day, but what really takes up the most space is our minds. Our minds take up the most space out of anything in our entire lives because our mind is constantly going. So I have a couple analogies that I like to use when it comes to the mind, because the mind is a servant. It's here to serve us. It's here to be our trusty steed and take us where we need to go and help us out with things. And really, we are the master. And they're two different things. And in this Western society, so many of us have become accustomed to thinking that the mind is us and the mind rules us. And we allow the mind to rule us all day long, myself included. This is a lifelong practice for me. And if anybody gets it down to where they're not living as the mind and they're living as the observer all the time, that's like the monks and the ascended masters and these amazing souls who don't have to deal with this craziness. I just feel like one of the analogies I use is the wild animal. So the mind is like a wild animal that needs to be trained, right? So if you had a new puppy, you wouldn't just let them run about and do whatever they wanted. They need to learn how to deal with life and you and traversing through the world together and creating a life. If you had a wild animal that you try to take places, your friends aren't going to appreciate the way it's acting and nobody's going to want it around, right? So kind of telling that our mind is like this little wild creature and we need to train it. So one of the best ways that I've found to train the mind is through meditation. And today we're going to be doing 10 minutes of meditation. Your challenge today is 10 minutes of mindfulness meditation. So for you to sit down, get comfortable. You can set a timer on your phone. If you just want to do the 10 minutes, that's perfect. I like to set timers for my meditations. So sit down, get comfortable. It's great to have good posture, perfect posture, guys, for the meditation. Aligning your chakras, which is really great to keep you super present and grounded. And we're going to start with the breath. So we're going to take a few deep breaths first. A few deep breaths. In, and I want you to breathe in all the goodness, all the abundance, all the joy, all the love. And then release all the stale energy, all the negativity, all the self-doubt, all the judgment, all the fear. So do that for 4 or 5 breaths. Breathe in the good and breathe out what's no longer needed. Breathe in the amazing abundance of life and joy and love and prosperity. And breathe out lack. Breathe out judgment. Breathe out fear. Breathe out anything that no longer serves you. So once you get yourself in a nice grounded place, you're going to just continue to keep focusing on the breath. And the breath is our guide here. So the breath is something I like to use what I call tangible tools. And the breath is something that is third dimensional, physical reality. We are breathing. It's a feeling that we can feel. It's something our body is doing. And we can really use that as a tool to anchor ourselves and to really feel ourselves being present in the moment. Because the presence is our present. Being present with ourselves in the moment throughout our day-to-day life is the biggest present that we can give ourselves. Our minds are constantly taking us and swirling us into the future of what could be and what might be, and oh my gosh, what's going to happen here? Or taking us down into the past of, oh gosh, I wish I hadn't said that, or why did I do that, or this or that, or this person or that person, or this situation. It's constantly taking us these other places that aren't reality. Those places aren't real. You can't be in the future. You can't be in the past. You can only be right here, right now. So meditation is a great way to calm the mind and get you centered, get you focused, and get you present. So give yourself that gift of presence through mindful meditation. And another thing that's going to happen when you're meditating is thoughts are going to still come up. Unless you're a super master, like I haven't made it through 10 minutes without some thought coming up. And the trick is to be the observer and allow the thought to pass, just like the passing clouds. Allow the thought to pass. Continually allow the thought to pass. And the thought will grab you and take you on a ride. And as soon as you realize that it's done that, again, right back to the present, right back to the breath, and allow it to go. And another thing that happens to many of us is when we're meditating, and we're like, a thought comes up, and then we realize that we've been taken down the rabbit hole again, and we realize it, and then we can be hard on ourselves. So there's no reason to be hard on yourself. Instead of like, oh God, I suck at meditation, I'm really bad at this, I can't stop thinking thoughts. It's going to take a while for you to stop thinking during meditation, if you even get there. That's a really amazing feat if you get there. So really take yourself to the present moment, breathe, meditate for 10 minutes, and that is our exercise. I love you guys. Thank you for joining me. Subscribe to my YouTube, #ReSOULution Challenge on Brooke Alexander TV on Instagram, ReSOULution Challenge on Facebook, and if you guys want to get the email straight to your inbox, there's a link below. Add the Facebook group ReSOULution Challenge to stay up with all the community. I love you guys so much, and thank you again for blessing me by joining me here. I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao for now.